There you are.
Yo.
Hey.
Oh, Tyler popped out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I didn't want to click on him while I was playing the intro because I didn't know if it'd like override the intro. You know.
Yeah, it'd just be like dancing
You're
with
just
the song.
like, hi.
Nice.
Hello, everyone. It's Thursday. Oh boy, let me tell you, it's been a long week. I can't believe it's not like next week Thursday already. The week's gone so fast. We're already into another week.
Dang.
Yeah, man. Geez, we had barbecue last weekend. So
Tyler's it went pretty well.
Tyler's brisket was
it was
devoured.
a hit.
Yeah,
people are trying to talk him into opening a restaurant.
Yeah, I think I got like 3 investors.
They're only investors because they want to eat the product.
Yeah, they just want free barbecue, and that's not how
nothing
it works.
wrong with that.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's not exactly a good business model. Hey, let's eat all of our own food.
You can't do your own drugs.
Right? I mean, they say eat your own dog food, but well, so that was fun. And then I was gone Monday through Wednesday, driving to Phoenix to pick up the Testarossa and another car. I did pick up 2 cars.
Ooh.
I got a bunch of stuff done at the shop while he was gone.
Yeah, the shop is hustling.
It's nice and clean still. I spent like half the day Monday like mopping the floors again and like keeping it nice because we spent like 3 days cleaning that place. I'm like, I'm not letting it go to shit again.
Yeah, I would say we need to like stay on top of it this time.
Yeah.
It's funny how that, like, if you let 1 or 2 things go, then it's like, oh well, that's already dirty, so I'm not gonna clean this other thing and this other thing, and the next thing you know, everything's dirty. Because that's how it seems to always work.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm on a major sleep deficit this week.
Yeah.
That's not your dog, is it?
Which one?
The little black dog?
No, I'm dog sitting.
Okay, I was like, whose dog is that?
Yeah. The lady that normally watches my dog was like, can you help me? Because
okay.
Do you get a discount next time she watches your dog?
Basically, yeah. I was like, all right, that's fair. It's a good trade.
Oh yes, click the bell and thumbs up while you're at it. I like this. Yeah.
That is my 9-year-old daughter. Jesus Christ.
Dude, what is with all the horn dogs on YouTube? Every time there's any female in any car related videos, they're just like, oh,
I will kill somebody.
Yep.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And have no regrets.
So weird, man. Well, so yeah, we got a Testarossa. It is ultra clean.
That's cool.
Like, the engine bay is the cleanest, most original engine bay.
The best thing about it, you told me, is the screw thing.
Yeah.
The dude made sure all the screws are lined up to face the same way.
Oh my god.
This is the level of care this guy had for that car.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like, yeah, literally every single Phillips screw is facing the same direction.
That's insane. That's awesome.
Yeah. This is pedantic. That's the only word to describe it. So it's not perfect though. It does need some stuff. It needs the dashboard's pulled, and then the tachometer is wonky for some reason, and then the ignition switch sometimes acts up. But he thinks it's the ignition switch. I think it might be the starter solenoid.
I need to mess with it and see.
Yeah, we need to play with it some more.
He did offer it to us actually, and we said no because it was just too rough. I didn't like all the rust on it. I didn't think it was worth it. And that hole on the back where he drilled for the camera or whatever, we'd have to get that fixed. By the time you fix all that stuff, it's just nah.
Yeah. He offered us that. He offered us the 599.
Yes,
they're harder
you may ask a question. Go for it.
That was the question.
Yeah. That was your only question for the night.
You don't get any more questions. What goes into a major for a Ferrari? Well, that depends on the Ferrari. Old Ferrari.
A major after the 360. There's no such thing as like a major.
Yeah, well,
like
they still use
annual
that.
service.
They still, some people still call the annual a major.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
whatever.
what's going to go into the Testarossa? Like this came in as we were talking about that. So
Right. So on the Testarossa, the major is an engine out. It's an engine out belt service. So belts, tensioners. Frequently, it's accompanied with replacing the cam seals and the valve cover seals.
I mean, if you don't do all of the gaskets and hoses that are older and stuff, I mean, there's no reason not to spend an extra couple $100 or whatever on the parts.
Yeah, if
to
you're already
do all
in
that
there.
stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is the general mentality is while you're having the engine out, you might as well do all this other stuff. But I don't know. Sometimes I think about like the gasket replacement. I'm like, if you did a major 5 years ago, gaskets should last more than 5 years. So
yes, but if you didn't do it and it started leaking, you'd be like, God damn it.
But I always fear what happens if you do it, but then you didn't do it perfectly and then a gasket leaks.
Yep.
Because, that can happen too. Because there have been people we know who had a major and then like 2 months later, they're like, oh, they found an oil leak.
Yeah.
And engine's got to come out again.
Well, think about the 355. It had a major service 600 miles ago and it's leaking 3 different fluids now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
I think it's totally an example of why you must drive the cars.
Yeah. Yes.
So the interesting thing about the 355 is, so we buy it and immediately, we drive it probably, I don't know, maybe 50 miles or 100 miles or something.
Probably put 100 miles on it or something.
100 miles. Probably the most it's been driven in 6 months. And it immediately leaks F1 fluid and coolant. And so I tell I ran into the guy and I told him, I said, hey, yeah, like the 355 is already leaking fluid. He's like, oh, it never leaked for me. I'm like, yeah, I know. Because you probably never drove it.
Yeah.
So, oh, well. So now we're going to have to probably pull the engine on that thing.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Great question. Is Jocko still drunk?
I actually checked in on him the next day.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, I'm a little hungover, but I'm good.
A little?
Damn, dude.
That was a lot of.
He called me like 2 days later. He's like, it doesn't take much to get drunk at 70.
Maybe that's why they call it a major.
Yeah, that could be.
Because the bill is major pain. Yikes.
Your bill, though, Greg, was an odd one. Like, that's something that normally doesn't happen.
Dude, that was a weird... Did you see the pictures of those bolts?
I didn't see. He just told me about it.
I mean, I've never heard of such a thing. It's crazy.
My only thought was that those bolts were reused, and those are only supposed to be one-time use.
Right. That's
what caused that.
Or they over-torqued them.
Yeah, that could be too.
Or both.
Yeah.
But it's been how many thousands of miles since it was...
Yeah, but if it's over-torqued bolt, it's already strained. So many cycles of it getting pressure on it.
Heat cycling and pressure. I mean, eventually one of them gives up, and then the other ones start to go.
Right, and once one pops, then the rest are gonna.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, that's the noise we heard that first time we started his car.
Yeah.
After we did all that, so we did all this work on it, and we started up, and we heard this metal, weird noise, and then it went away. I was like, "What was that?" And
yeah, it sounded weird.
I think it was the head of a bolt or something rattling around in there. Hello. You went up?
Jeez.
Hi.
I don't think that car is going to be a collectible in the future. They're just...
No.
Honestly, they're not great cars. They have a lot of issues. It's just, maybe an ultra low mile like Garage Queen or something might be worth something, but... Damn. Ouch.
Yep. Holy crap.
Well, you got to pay to play.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
I'm surprised you didn't do Edith Elite at that point. But
long ago, you were suggesting the remote calibrations of the clutch on a 509. Yeah, that still is a possibility.
Water.
Oh, you can have my water. Here you go, bud. When will Mr. Harrells arrive for engine mill? Don't know yet. Hey, don't touch that. Don't know when.
We'll consign the Scud. I mean, shit, you've done everything to it at this point.
Right? It's like totally. It's
Bring
ready
it over.
to go.
We'll sell it. What are you going to get to replace it, though?
You don't want to ask.
Oh,
probably another Lamborghini.
A Brogini?
No, don't get another Lambo, please.
He's got to have a Spider now.
Oh no! How about just get a 458 Spider?
Go.
Another Scud. There's glutton for punishment,
right?
I think you just had bad luck with that thing. I think it's just bad luck because I've never heard of some of that stuff happening.
Well, the flywheel bolt thing is really, I mean, that's just terrible luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the other stuff.
Yeah, you could do a 16M.
Take all the problems with Scud and amplify it.
Yeah. But you're going to have to sell the STO and the Scud to get the 16M.
Right? Jeez.
No, we don't do the manual conversions on a Grand Sport. No Maserati. There's no money in it. The cars are worth probably less than it costs to convert them.
Yeah, that's the problem with those. And it's only the ones. There's only the certain ones that had the F1 style of transmission too.
Right.
So you can't do it with the regular automatics.
Yeah, there was a cutoff year. I think it was like 06 maybe, when they went to a regular ZF transmission, and before that it was an F1.
I think it was 09.
For the Grand Sport?
Yeah.
I know in the Quattroporte it was like 06 or something. 07.
On the Quattroporte,
Wouldn't that be badass to have one of those in a manual?
Heck yeah.
As a family cruiser?
That'd be pretty sweet. Oh, definitely Josh is a better negotiator.
Yeah, no discussion there.
Oh, this is a good idea. 15 STIs.
No.
Well, when you wreck one, you can just go grab another one.
No, it doesn't need to be. No, Turkey Man.
I didn't do that.
Come here, you. What are you doing?
I was looking for him and I found him with it around his neck. Okay, let's take
They
it back.
made 3 Californias with a manual transmission early on. If you could find one of those transmissions, theoretically you could do it, but there's not an easy way to do it.
I mean, I don't think you could because
it's been attempted and was failed.
Yeah. And so no, you can't manual swap it. You'd have to swap the transmission because it's not a conversion.
Yeah, got him.
Bam. Burn. Oops.
Oh my god.
I'll have you know, I could be watching King of Queens. What are you doing?
Look for Audi RS2s.
There you go.
My favorite Audi.
You are a turkey. What are you doing, Turkey? Go back to mom.
I don't necessarily hate Lamborghinis. I don't know. I just drive them and I don't like them as much as I like a Ferrari or even a McLaren. And I think a part of it too, maybe, is just generally speaking, the owners of them aren't cool to deal with.
Generally speaking,
Greg's cool, but everyone else is not.
But he's kind of like tongue-in-cheek Lamborghini owner.
Yeah.
He wants the tracksuit for the laughs, not because he's serious about it.
Right.
He's not a guy that wears the Gucci full-out Gucci suit.
Just sort of
just
stuff.
Because he wants people to be like, "Ooh, look at that guy." He wears it to make people laugh.
Yeah, there's also, I know like Ferrari gets a lot of shit because people are like, oh, like no one ever tracks their Ferraris or drives their Ferraris or whatever, which is kind of not true. I think it's even less true for Lamborghini owners.
Oh yeah. When's the last time you saw a Lambo on the track?
Very seldom.
Yeah. Will 458 Spiders get to 170? Likely no. I'm gonna say no. Yeah, you could get a salvage like higher mile maybe with a rough history or something. I don't think that a nice one is going to come down to 170.
No,
I think that's not going to happen.
That ship's already sailed. It's too late.
Yeah, especially with the announcements today. So,
the topic tonight. I thought we should bring this up. Did you guys see the article about Ferrari is creating? Well, Lewis Hamilton, now that he's with Ferrari, is pushing to make the F44 in honor of his number 44, which he said he wants to have a proper manual transmission and turbo lag.
Yep.
And
I did see that.
That to me is exciting as hell.
That is cool, but here's the thing: if they actually do it, they're going to be so freaking hard to get.
Yeah.
Well, they're already pre-sold if they're even
right. Yeah, like they've already Ferrari hasn't even designed it yet, and they've already picked out who gets to buy them.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean anything to us.
The really stupid thing about this is I was thinking back on Ferrari's history and involving their F1 drivers. If you look back, the 430 was highly influenced by Schumacher.
Yeah.
And
even the 360 too, wasn't it?
I believe he had something to do with the 360, but the 430 was he was really, really involved with it. And
vacuum
what
carpet.
What came to my mind is I'm like, how amazing would it be for them to be like, we're bringing back the V8 with a manual.
Yeah.
And I would actually be okay with it being a turbo because the F40 was turbo. It's totally fine to do it.
But have it be like the normal car and not the special car. You know how many they would sell?
Oh God.
It has to have a big wing. Has to.
I mean, if they did that, my God, that would they would sell as many as they possibly can produce.
Oh,
because all of us would
be like,
it's okay.
But the funny thing is that could actually, if they did that, it would actually really hurt potentially the value of some of the cars that we deal with. But still,
I mean, if they made it available at like a normal Ferrari price, like a new F8 or whatever, I mean,
think about it. They would sell them for like $350,000, $400,000 base price, and they would immediately be worth like $500,000.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it would probably never go down.
I doubt it. Yeah.
They need to make the interior a little bigger because if you're over like 6 feet, you ain't driving that car. The F40.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I hope they do. Even if they only do a limited production, it'll be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better than most of the dog crap they've been producing lately. I mean, you think about it, the only car that's cool that all of us like universally like is the SP3, and that's because that also had a lot of influence from Charles Leclerc and Sainz.
Yep.
So,
well, and also nobody can get that car. It's unobtainable.
So I feel like listen to your F1 drivers, Ferrari. Stop listening to the shareholders who are like, make more SUVs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. I mean,
well, and bring back switches and buttons. No, this touchscreen crap is
having that like in the Roma and the
haptic
all the new
buttons.
With the digital display. Yep. I want an analog tachometer. Give me an analog tach. I don't want this bullcrap screens everywhere.
Yep, analog tachometer, real buttons that make a real good click when you push them.
Yeah.
Yep. Bring back the Manatino with a hard switch.
Yeah, dude, I love the Manatino.
Anodized aluminum click. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
One complaint I have with the newer Ferraris is that the steering wheel is too thin. I don't know if like on the Roma and the F8 compared to like the 488 and stuff, the steering wheel is really thin.
I haven't driven one enough to.
Yeah, it's weird. You're like, what is this thing? Anybody that has one could test to that, but yeah.
Someone on Instagram said F44 on Swangas. Only in Houston, man. Only in Houston.
Or LA.
Yep.
Lordy. Let's see. Dan, what did you pay for old 458? I think it was like 150.
I think it was 152, wasn't it?
Was it 152? Somewhere in the 150s. I don't remember the exact number. What would it sell for today? I mean, it had a lot
Probably
of miles.
about that.
Oh no, it would sell for more than that today.
With the mileage on it, it had like 40-something, 50-something thousand on it.
50, I think it was at 56. It would be in the, I think it would be in the 160s. Because it was a really, really high spec. Oh, there you go.
Still seems low. Like, I don't know.
No, I think it should have the V8.
Oh no, don't do a V10.
Yeah.
No. Have we serviced the SUV? No.
I would turn someone down if they asked us to do something on it. I don't want to work on it.
The only way I'd touch one of those if it was like someone we knew.
Yeah.
And we did it as a favor, but like if a random client was
but
like,
those are all under the Ferrari maintenance plan for
Yeah.
7 years, so we would never even be asked for that until
Although Novatech
5
just
years
released
from
an
now.
exhaust for it that sounds.
I saw that.
Sounds really good.
Did you see this? The 296s in Europe, banks are not financing loans for them because no one is buying them. The price of new ones is dropping like a rock.
That's not surprising.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Not surprised.
I mean, the banks ain't dumb. Like, they don't want some people who are $200,000 upside down on a car. Man. Oh, Tyler.
Yeah.
Why did you decide on the 48, and what else were you considering before purchasing it? Good question.
Yeah, good question. I don't know. We kind of thought we all
Weren't you looking
debated
at 720s?
Yeah, well, so we kind of thought if having such a fast turbo car to go back to without turbos would just feel slow. So 458s were still on the list, 48s, 720s, and 675s.
Yeah,
but the McLarens all just had scary, sketchy stories, or some weirdness on them. Like, oh, there's no pictures in this back corner, but there's a auto VIN. If you Google the VIN, there's an auto VIN search where it's been damaged there.
Yeah. It has pictures of it when it was wrecked.
Yeah, at some auction, shady like Czech auction site. And like,
it's so crazy how almost every McLaren has some story. Almost all of them.
Oh, dude, or you look at the Carfax and it's like, oh, there's electrical problems they chased for 3 years, and then it all of a sudden had 10,000 miles put on it, and now it's being sold. I'm like,
well, and they've all maybe like been modified.
Yeah,
like everyone's put a tune on them and stuff, and you're just like, oh Lord, like
there's no way that's true. There's no way.
Whoa, that seems
no way.
Really,
that's like $250,000.
That seems really
less than that.
Yeah,
that's crazy if that's the case.
Shut your whore mouth.
That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Might as well buy a Prius.
I'm gonna throw away the rest of that maple syrup JS360.
I need more of that Canadian maple syrup, by the way.
Oh, now it comes at an extra cost, man.
Dude, I was saying you can turn around and sell it and make a profit.
Pay a freaking tariff on it or whatever.
What are 2010 California's going? I don't know. I mean, look them up on Auto Trader. Probably it depends.
60 to 100 grand, probably.
Yeah, it's a range.
God, well, so with today's announcements, who knows what prices are going to be?
That's going to be interesting. So if they legitimately increase the cost of new cars, will used cars in turn bump up?
Yeah,
I think people are missing the point that I think the tariffs aren't going to be in place for that long. I think they're just temporary.
Yeah.
Well, who the hell knows? They change their mind every day.
I know you can't bank on that, but I think it's going to be temporary. I don't think they're going to be around forever.
Sure.
Let's hope.
It's a negotiating tactic.
Is it?
I think so.
Because it's really working well with Canada.
We're not
going there. Don't go there.
Canada's. I mean, they're going to suffer a lot more than we will. A lot
Are
more.
they?
And so they're gonna have to fold. I think. I don't know what's gonna happen.
I don't think they're gonna fold.
Well, then their people are gonna pay for it. It's not. We'll see.
Yeah.
It's not good.
No.
Let's change the subject real quick because I don't want to get into it because it'll get ugly quick.
But yeah, John said it. Like Ferrari announced today on TV that they're raising all prices 10% except the models that aren't selling. Super fun.
Which is all of them, right?
Basically.
So effectively, the prices are going to stay the same.
So here's an interesting question: what happens if you already bought a car and it's being made, and then the tariff
But it
kicks
hasn't
in?
got here yet.
Yeah. Are you screwed? Like the price that you thought you're going to pay is now not the price that you're actually going to pay?
That's a good point.
That would suck.
That
If it
would
went up
really suck.
25%, holy crap. I mean, like you buy a $400,000 car and it all of a sudden goes up $100,000 and now it's a $500,000 car. Oh, but if you wait 2 weeks, it might be back down to $400,000. I mean, woo. That's
I bet there's something in the contract that says that doesn't that because Ferrari has no control over tariffs or taxes or
Right,
anything. So
right.
I bet that has a stipulation in the contract where it's like if there's a
I would
tariff or a
hope so.
tax, because they're screwed. I mean, well, Ferrari's markup is what's their markup on cars now? It's the highest in the industry.
It's huge. Yeah.
So they can afford to take a hit on a couple cars if they have to. That they're not going to sell the cars anyway. So
I want to talk about the tariffs as a tariff, not as a political thing.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the policies behind it. That's the difference, right?
Here, we'll switch the subject. I like this. Oh, not that question, damn it. The chat's moving too fast. Here we go.
Yeah,
This
there
one.
it is.
The Audi RS2 is a badass car because it has the engine was co-developed with Porsche. It says Porsche on the valve cover. It has Porsche brakes from a 993, or I think a 993, or it might be a 964. I don't remember. And it's just a cool car, and they never sold it in the U.S. And it was banned here up until recently. You could bring them in. They're just cool. You can look it up if you don't know what it is. Audi RS2 from the 90s.
Oh, here you go. Here's interesting. I have a car coming from Germany, and my dealer is honoring all signed sales from now until March 31st.
Okay, well, that's good.
That's good. Yeah.
That's cool. Okay.
This is going to be interesting.
Later.
I think that used car dealers or dealers that have used cars in stock are going to take advantage of that and mark them up 10%. So yes, I do think the cars will go up, but not because they have to, because
they can.
People are taking advantage of it. I mean,
they honestly they have to though, because think about this: if suddenly you've got the same thing, and these ones over here are 10% more, and these ones over here, no one's gonna buy the 10% more ones, right? So you're kind of screwed.
I'm definitely not anti-Porsche. I don't want to buy and sell them because it's very hard to make money. But I love Porsches. I've owned many Porsches.
Will you guys engine swap a Ferrari with a different engine? Why?
Maybe like a Mondial we could drop an LS into or something like that.
That would be awesome.
But actually, the Mondial might, I mean, depending which version, you might have a good engine in it.
Yeah.
True.
Yes, the parts business is going to be fascinating. That's
because a lot of those exotic car, like the carbon fiber stuff, is all made in China. A lot of it.
Yeah.
Well, and now EU tariffs, stuff that comes from Europe. So like, that's pretty much every Ferrari part comes from Italy at some point. So I don't know. In fact, we've already had some issues with that where people called us. They wanted to buy a expensive exhaust, and they're like, "Here's my concern. I buy the exhaust, and what happens if I get this big tariff?" And we're like, "Well,
we don't know.
We don't know." And like, yeah. So
because what happens if someone orders an exhaust, they pay us, we pay Klein or whoever, and then it gets shipped here. And once it arrives in the U.S., then we get a random bill sometimes for. We don't even know how much it is. It's different every time. It's really random.
It was sometimes already difficult, and now it's even
sometimes
more
they get hit with the tax, sometimes they don't. It's weird.
Yeah. What? Oh, thanks, Josh. Where's Dan's humor today? I got humor sometimes.
I swear, guys.
I don't know what he's talking about.
I'm funny.
The chat's a little bit delayed, so sorry.
Yeah.
Catch that.
Yeah. Let's see here. So, okay, so we get this Testarossa, but my other vehicle that I bought.
Yes.
Let's start off with it was $5,000.
Ooh, okay.
So that narrows it down.
Yeah.
Not a Ferrari. Here's a thing about it. I talked about
It's a turd.
It's an absolute turd. Okay, it's an
It's a
absolute
turd.
turd. There's no.
So
Yeah.
under our awning now, I have a turd and Dan has a turd.
Yes.
So he
Both of
can't give me any more shit for having a turd at the shop.
I know. Well, I only parked there because your turd's there. If you want to move your turd, I'll move my turd.
I think they need to stay undercover. They're precious. They're
They're
precious.
precious. We probably should put an awning behind the building so at least it's not an eyesore. Although I probably need to put a bucket under mine because I'm pretty sure it's leaking.
On the flip side, though, people drive by and they see these two like crap boxes under an awning, and they're like, "Oh, what is this place? There's probably a bunch of junk in there." And they just drive by it.
Yeah. Keep going. Keep going. Yeah, that's true. Yes, I bought a Mustang. I bought a 87 Fox Body notchback.
Nice. You can find the notchback.
With a Turbo 4 in it.
It's got the Turbo 4. But the Turbo 4 is on its last legs.
It's a mosquito killer.
Oh yeah, it blows out an impressive amount of smoke.
That's awesome.
Dude, I was editing today's video where I actually started that thing up, backed out of the trailer. It's hilarious how much smoke that thing puts out. But anyway, I have some thoughts, and I talk about this in the video, and feel free to put your thoughts here as well as there. But all right, so there's kind of like four possibilities. One, sell it. It's probably worth slightly more than I paid for it. Now it's in Texas, where it's more desirable than Arizona, because it was an Arizona car, so it's zero rust, but it definitely needs some love. And those boxes are going up crazy, especially the notchbacks. So anyway, possibility one, throw in a 302, the default, easy, everything bolts right in, blah, blah, blah. Not very expensive, but also not that powerful.
Not fast enough.
Right.
Yeah.
300, 400 horsepower tops. It's really all you get out of those. I feel like it'd be kind of boring. Possibility number two, a little bit more interesting. Throw a Coyote in there.
Ooh, now you're talking.
With a supercharger.
Supercharge or turbocharge it. Get anywhere from 600 to 800 horsepower. Now we're talking.
So stupid in that car.
Yeah,
that'd be amazing.
That would be amazing.
So stupid.
So that could be pretty insane. Price obviously goes up dramatically from buying a 302, but also it's not too difficult because there's already people already have the stuff figured out. So it's a known thing. All right. So this is probably the highest probability currently. Option 3 or 4, depending if you're counting the sell it. I thought, okay, what if we stay on brand?
Oh no.
I don't like this idea because I think it's going to be nearly impossible. It's going to be hard.
It would definitely be the first ever. What if we throw a Ferrari engine in it and make a Fox Ari?
Which engine?
So the ideal
Dan wants
engine,
to do a V12.
The ideal engine would be a 599 V12.
Yes.
Because it's got 650 horsepower. If we tuned it with a great exhaust, you're looking at 700 and something horsepower. And the sound, having a high revving V12 out of a Fox body.
It would win on the sound, that's for sure.
Come on. That would be amazing.
Straight piped.
Yeah.
Headers, just open headers straight back.
It'd be headers, collectors, and dump right out the side fenders like they do with the turbo, Exactly.
No, that's man-mathing.
That is exactly what I said. Because once he's done with the car, it's worth $20,000. And you've got 80 in it.
Oh my god.
So the finances of this idea are awful, but there a Flowmaster's on a V12.
I mean,
I almost
he's right
would
here. Could do a 360 engine for like 10 grand.
Right. A 360 engine would be a much more reasonable possibility.
Or even a 430. 430 would work too.
You could probably do a 430 engine. Now, here's the problem. As soon as you do any of these Ferrari engines, they have variable valve timing. So you could disable that, but then you're going to lose a lot of the power.
Mm.
And I don't know. Like, I need to do more research. Can you even take the ECUs out and then run them without all the other stuff?
It was one of those guys, like a Hoonigan guy, or one of those dudes that had like a Subaru where they put a Ferrari engine in it.
Toyota.
Was it a Toyota? Like
and they put a 458
or something.
They put a 458 engine in it.
Okay, so they figured out how to do it somehow there.
Right, because you could do a standalone and it will work. It's just I don't know if they'll be able to activate the variable valve timing or not, or all the other features that these engines have, because it has like they have a lot of electronics.
Thanks, Greg.
Yeah. So here's the real question: is I know you don't want to do sponsors, but can you get sponsors to help pay for half of this?
Well, that's the thing. It's a stupid enough idea that
Parts want to sponsor us with an engine.
Well, I thought about that. Like, I could call Fur Parts and be like, "Hey, can I
Mike.
get?" Yeah, right. Can I get hooked up? Obviously, I need some fabricators, so like I would reach out to the fabricator world. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that
There's some guys saying some dude put a 360 engine in an Alpha. I haven't heard about that, but I'll go check that out. That sounds
I could
cool.
imagine that. That would be pretty cool. So, I don't know. I mean, obviously the money, you're not getting the money back. For every dollar you spend, you're maybe getting 50 cents back at best.
At best, yeah.
But could it really be the thing that helps the channel that I've been looking for?
It'd be interesting.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Like,
would it be a drag car or just a bullshit?
So that was the second part of the equation is, do I turn it into a drag car or do we turn it into a road car? Like, put in a modern suspension, modern brakes.
Yeah.
Like the rotors are like
it's got little tiny baby rotors on it right now.
So
I mean, it's got the 4 lugs right now. It hasn't even been converted to 5 lugs. So I mean, yeah. I mean, the drag car is kind of the typical thing. But I was like, man, I mean,
my opinion is to do the Coyote and just make it stupid fast.
Yeah,
because I want to hear that supercharger.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is crossing over to the drag world going to help your channel?
There we go.
Not?
Oh,
damn!
That would be perfect.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Sold. Send me a link to that. Email it to me.
Yeah,
I'm sure we could find it real quick.
But yeah, I mean, like, would that actually help going into the drag world, or is it the road car market going to fit better with your audience?
I feel like there's probably more drag people watching than road racing, so probably drag is more, and it's such a low hanging fruit. Oh wow! Oh,
I did that.
Oops,
that was supposed to be a link, but
it is. It's just spanning like 4 paragraphs.
It's an error occurred. It did not like that.
Oops.
Yeah. Here, sorry guys. I'll post that in our private chat. Wonder if it'll work there. It might be. There you go.
Oh, there you go. You got to buy a Ferrari Jizz Cap if you do this.
Oh, that was really funny, Tyler, when you sent that.
Real merch.
You'll get the most YouTube success if you transition to a political commentary.
Oh, God.
How to ruin your channel in 1 easy step.
Yeah.
I'll lose half my viewers instantly. Doesn't matter which half I choose.
I can't even talk about Tesla anymore. It's like that's gonna piss people off one way or another.
Yep. It sounds weird, but like you really actually have to think about the stuff you're saying, because I mean, obviously I have strong opinions about lots of stuff, but it's not relevant to what we do. So why do I always find it very fascinating. If you run a business, why the hell would you talk about politics?
Yep.
It's a quick, easy way to lose half your customers. Whatever half you choose.
There you go.
Oh Lord.
I'm sure that could be arranged.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you could do the Mozzie engine.
Yeah, that's not the same.
But it's not, but the thing is, the Mozzie engine's cross-plane. I want the high revving flat plane. You know, like the goal would be to have that high-pitched Ferrari scream out of a Fox. I mean, how cool would that be to see this little Fox notch running down the road going?
It would be easier to put a huge speaker system in it and record a V12 Ferrari, and then somehow rig that to the throttle and
Right. Right.
That would be easier than doing this engine swap.
You could do that. You could do the Voodoo engine, but
that would be cool.
It doesn't sound quite the same. You know, and here's the thing. Like I said, the reason I said Ferrari engine is because it would stay on brand for us. And then, like, my thinking was, if you do Ferrari stuff, go full bore Ferrari, like paint it Rosso Corsa red, like have a black or tan interior. You know,
true statement. True statement.
Yes. Oh yeah, 100%. It's wait. I mean, you might as well just light the cash on fire.
Yeah, big risk, big reward, though.
And here's the thing: if yeah, right. Yeah, all the other the shave my balls, whatever, and all those sponsors, I'm gonna be reaching out to them like crazy.
Yeah.
They want a core charge.
Hey, you just pay them the extra $3,000, whatever.
Why would they want a core charge on a engine that you're buying? They want you to send back an FF engine.
The metal's worth something, I guess.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
This is an interesting comment.
Some YouTubers and dealers have control of a certain car market's Ferrari limits, as if they control supply and store inventory to ultimately control supply.
I think they make you think that, but that's not true.
Yeah.
There's too few people that pay attention to some of these channels. It seems like a lot, but I don't know. Like if Doug DeMuro says something about some car and then all of a sudden a couple of people extra want that car, it's like that's not control of the supply or demand or whatever. I don't know.
This would be the first Fox body to get a cease and desist from Ferrari.
That would be cool. That would get framed.
Oh, you know what I thought about? If this is the route we go, you get the shield made with the Mustang horse on it instead of the Cavallino. Come on.
Now you have to do it.
I mean, and put that in the fenders and literally like embed it into the fenders properly like a Ferrari.
Oh my god!
Come on.
I don't know. I'm getting a little deep on this thing.
It is. It would be a catastrophic loss of my money.
All right, so what you got to do is empty out that front building. That way you can do all the work in there, and it doesn't mess up the shop.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, because you're gonna need the list
that would
for
be
actual
a great
making
building
money.
to do a project car in for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it would take forever. This would be a multi-year project, probably.
Yeah.
No. It's not Ford versus Ferrari. It'd be Ford and Ferrari.
Yeah.
Just trademark F44.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah, I want to see it.
I want to see it. I just don't want to pay for it.
Well, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the end result could be pretty amazing too, though. I mean, imagine if you actually did do it right and you built the drag car and you got it to run pretty quick and actually could competitively race the thing with I mean, just imagine going to the drag strip and people would hear that thing and afterwards they're walking the pits like, all right, what the hell is that? And you open the hood and here's a red-headed Ferrari engine sitting inside it. And it'd be like, what the...
We can do that for free.
Yeah.
We'll make sure we import some Ferrari sticky buttons, and we'll just take a heat gun to the dashboard.
There you go.
And shrink it.
Yeah, melt all the plastic a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. So, okay, obviously everyone thinks it's a dumb idea, and that's good. That's a good sign. It means it's on the right track.
Yeah.
Actually, funny you mentioned this. The Jeep is done.
No way.
It
Yeah, he
is
came and put the drive shaft in today.
Holy shit.
finally able to be driven again. Holy crap. So I need to get it pictured and listed immediately because yeah, all that money would probably be going towards this. Let's see. Instagram comments. 308 GTS best Ferrari ever. I'm gonna have to strongly disagree.
That's a stretch. It's a cool car, but it ain't the best.
It is definitely not. See, I think this would be a dumb enough project to get people. Think about it. You got potential Ferrari fans already here, and they would be like, okay, I'm curious to see a Ferrari engine in something else. And then it could bring in some non-Ferrari people who are like, what is this idiot doing with the Ford?
Well, you'd probably get, Tavares or someone to come out and make a video on it too. That would blow shit up too.
Potentially. I mean, certainly I could get some other YouTubers be like, hey, and I could be like, hey, other YouTubers, I need your help because there's definitely shit I wouldn't know how to do.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot going into this that I'm like not skilled enough to do.
This is interesting because, funny enough, Cars and Bids reached out and said Doug DeMuro might want to review that Jeep.
Oh yeah, they want us to get it out there.
So we got to contact them and see how serious that is and see if we can work something out because that would be pretty cool. That would be a boost. That might get us to 100K.
Yeah.
Just that alone.
How do we get it out there, though, is the problem. I mean, it won't fit in any sort of reasonable trailer.
You have to rent a flatbed trailer.
Honestly, yeah, we'd probably have to rent
just pay for his plane ticket to come out.
Yeah, that's probably cheaper.
It's way cheaper. That was actually a very difficult part of transporting it when it broke.
Yep.
Is no one wanted to take it because they're all like, it's too wide and it's too long and it's weird. And
speaking about too wide, I got to show everybody that.
Yes, I know where you're going with this.
So our friend Casey bought an RWB 993 Porsche, and he's in a little bit of a pickle because it's in Miami. And he can't get it anywhere because it will not fit on the trailer because it's too wide. So it is stranded right now until they can find someone that can transport this thing.
Poor Casey. I'm laughing with you, not at you.
I'm laughing at him. It's like, oh yeah.
Oh man.
That means it's 8.5 feet wide.
I mean, you got a flatbed and just drive it open, right? Like
you'd have to.
God,
it's gonna have to be a flatbed with no rails.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to really be careful with that thing, loading it and unloading it. That is
or just be a man and drive it back. I like that. Yep.
The problem is it. How many miles are on that thing? It's probably too low to.
I don't know. It's expensive and like very, very clean and whatever. So I doubt that it's.
He's not gonna drive it.
No, that's not a smart.
thing. Yeah.
But...
Oh man! All right, so there you go. This is and I did have one more thought related to the Foxari. If you bought a full 599 drivetrain, you could convert it over to be front engine rear transmission with independent rear suspension. I know that would take a lot of fabricating and whatever. And definitely, now you're talking a just astronomical amount of money because now you have to make a custom torque tube. You're gonna have to make custom drive shafts. You're gonna have custom suspension, custom everything. But come on, that'd be so badass.
That really would.
But that's less likely than the first part of the equation, just doing a Ferrari engine.
Later, Greg. Greg, are you doing hanging at the hangar?
That's not this weekend.
Or yeah, sorry, that's next weekend.
Yeah.
What's this weekend?
Horseshoe.
Horseshoe Bay. Are you doing that?
Oh, I'm not doing that.
You are, Tyler?
Mhm.
They never sent us an invite because they don't want us to come.
No, they didn't. They screwed it all up. So you just email Kelly and see if there's still spots. I just emailed her yesterday and was like, she's like, yeah, sure.
Oh, well, at this point, I already kind of told Meg I'm not going anywhere after.
Yeah,
being gone.
I got to spend time at home. I'm not doing that.
Yep.
It's cool though. It's fun. There's good food and like you get to go on the drive out there. It's pretty cool.
I took the 650 that one year. So.
Are they doing the runway again?
Yep.
Damn.
Oh, see, there you go.
What?
Ash could drive the Fox Ferrari to school.
Oh my god.
I mean, it'd be more likely that I should keep it with the 4-banger and rebuild the 4-banger and leave it like that for the first car.
It's probably just a bad turbo.
Oh, it could be.
Probably.
I don't know though. The way it starts, there's definitely a compression issue on one of the cylinders because it's you know.
Well, it could just be like soaked with oil in there. That turbo is probably just pissing oil.
It's literally gonna hydrolock.
Yeah,
with oil. I should play the startup.
This
sound.
is actually a legit question.
You shut your mouth. I will be deleting this video.
Yeah.
How dare you bring up such things? See? I like it.
I don't know if that's a good thing.
Yeah. Especially because it's the evening, so
depends where you are.
He's in Canada. It's the evening.
Well, you know. Oh Lord. Okay. See, yeah. Part out a whatever. An apology.
I wonder if you could just get a wrecked car and just take the wiring harness from it.
Right.
And then you could use the instrument cluster. You could use the AC if you wanted to. Like,
that was part of my thinking. It's like literally take all of the shit out of a wrecked Ferrari. You know, like buy a Copart car. Hell, you know, that's got a lot of body damage or something. Take the stuff I need, sell the rest back to Fur Parts or something, and then, you know, do what we can with it. I don't know.
Yep.
So
here's a question for Tyler. My buddy has a Yoder and it got all rusty.
Yeah, if you want your $4,000 smoker to rust in a year, buy one. They're great.
What?
Yeah, he spent a lot of money on it and it got all rusty after about a year.
Yeah.
Is it made of stainless?
No, they're just known to rust.
Come on. Absolutely.
Oh,
that thing 6.0.
Dude, come on.
Oh, too good.
See? Now you're getting excited about it, right?
Well, we could build it and then blow it up.
Yeah.
Well, we could blow up. We already got an engine to blow up. It's the 4-banger that's already in there.
You definitely gotta like. We're gonna go do donuts in the cul-de-sac until that 4-banger throws a rod or something.
You think it actually has enough power to do a donut?
Oh, I didn't think of that. Yeah, good point.
I don't even think it can spin the tires in mud.
You gotta fix it enough so it can, and then
All right. So we should try and get that thing running good enough just to run it to blow it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get the compression fixed and then drain it out of oil and go do donuts until it explodes.
Or we'll just put like vegetable oil in there or something.
Oh, yes.
Or we just put
kerosene.
Oh God. We don't need the fire department coming when it does like that. So it's not about getting the monetization from YouTube. Does it get us growth? Does it get us people buying stuff from us? Does it, this, because we don't make our money from YouTube, to be clear. Like, YouTube is a marketing system for our business. And the more eyeballs we have watching our shit, the more likely they're to buy something from us.
This is a great point right here.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, okay. Someone's got a big brain on Instagram.
Uh-oh.
They said, just stick the shell of the Ferrari onto a similar, or shell of the Fox onto a Ferrari body or Ferrari chassis.
Okay, so you need a lightly wrecked FF.
I don't know how that's going to work.
FF's way too long. You'd have to, well, you could shorten it.
Well, it's a unibody. You can't just take the body off the frame. There's no frame.
Do the unibody for our.
You have to like cut the bottom of the car out.
I mean,
we'll have to get a plasma cutter and cut the thing apart. I've always wanted a plasma cutter. There we go.
Yeah.
Good question. I've got a Rectech that works good. What kind of smoker is yours, Tyler?
It's a Lone Star Grills. They're out of Houston.
Yeah.
If you want a pellet grill that actually puts out smoke, that's the one to get.
Oh.
And there's mine's a Rectech, and then there's Traeger is the other one. That's
those are all Chinese, made.
He was saying my bad. No, I was being serious. That was a genius idea, but I didn't think about the unibody part.
Yep.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good. Go to Chud's Barbecue. He's doing like a Yoder series right now, and he hates it. So it's interesting.
I mean, this is not shocking. Sack and stuff. Oh my gosh.
That's too easy.
I like that though.
Your old cul-de-sac, you always called that the sack.
The sack. Yeah, that's true. So now it can't be the sack.
Yeah,
it could, but
the sack deuce.
Stubbing at the sack.
Oh my god.
That's spinning at the sack.
I mean, it would, like I said, this would be a multi-year project probably, which is also probably not very good for YouTube.
Yeah, they want to see YouTube people. They want to see they want to sit down and see the whole thing in 5 minutes. It's like that's not going to.
Well, I mean, look at Tavares extending out this P1 ordeal over multiple years. It's like, okay.
I feel like they keep even now. They're putting stuff out on that.
He still hasn't
it's
finished.
Played out. It's played out.
I mean, the excitement for it is over. You know, the scab. Inventory.
Like the pit or something. But
all right, here comes that part from Hugh.
Why do you got to ask lame questions like that?
Yeah.
Well, we got the F8. We bought a 488 that we had to send back to Mannheim because they just totally screwed us on the condition report. We have the 360, the GT 350R, the Cayenne GTS, which should be back from paint.
The Jeep.
The
6x6 Jeep.
Yep. The 355, which we ran into some issues on that, and we're working through that. So more to come on that potentially.
And the Testarossa.
Which that was interesting. Dan did a short on the Testarossa. We got 3 calls within like 30 minutes. People wanting to buy it.
I've sold more cars than YouTube videos now.
It's
really I'm finding very fascinating is if one of those people buys the Testarossa, that's gonna be like I think the 6th or 7th car that's sold from a YouTube short.
Yeah, crazy.
The first guy that called from New York, I think there's a really good chance he's gonna buy it. He sounded really interested. So we'll see.
It's interesting because the I mean, I don't know if that's like the first place. I mean, I guess it makes sense because like those kind of just come out instantly and they're very like immediate. And so I usually like we'd get a new car in and then I'll film a short on it, just walking around the car real quick. And I think that's just enough to pique interest and be like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, and like if you're interested in a car we have, call us because there's a really good chance that it'll sell. Like there's a lot of cars we get and sell and you guys don't even hear about because it happens so quickly. A lot of them.
Well, and the other thing is when you only have me and Josh and that's it, it's hard for us to keep up on the website. Why the website says all the cars sold and only 5 cars available. Actually,
I don't even think there's 5 available.
Oh, and the GT40 is still there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the problem is we don't get all the stuff on the website all the time. Like a lot of cars never make it to the website because.
Just a good question. I like Mark IV Supra, R34 GTR,
Subaru STI,
STIs, Evo, like.
Oh yeah,
Evo is like 7 and up. Older, none of the newer stuff really interests me too much.
No.
RX-7s are cool.
RX-7, yeah.
There's a substantial price differential between the GT40 and the F8.
Yeah.
The Z, believe it or not, the Z was my first like sports car. I had a 350Z. It was my first sports car.
Oh, S2000.
S2K, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'll admit if I'm gonna pursue this Foxari thing, I probably will have to sell the GT40 to pay for some of this.
I think you could pull it off with just the Jeep money.
Yeah.
I think you could do it.
Maybe.
Get some sponsors. No one will mind for that project.
True.
If they're not encroaching into like the regular business videos and stuff, no one will mind.
Yeah, I mean that it would be a separate like new series, right? It would be like the Foxari series, or would it be the Foxari or the Turdari? Because
I think you got to do the Foxari.
Yeah, Foxari is better.
Yeah,
Foxari.
We've had a lot of turdarias.
It's not going to be a turd when you're done because we'll redo the interior.
That's my thinking. If you're going to do it, literally rip everything out of it, gut it down to the nothing, paint it proper Ferrari Rosso Corsa red. Like, I mean, even though I like black better, it feels like you should almost do a tan interior just to be red with tan.
I don't know. I think you got to do like an F40 spec.
That could be the other option. Is like imagine you get some like Kirky race seats and just put like a soft that red mesh whatever seat that the F40s have.
Yep.
That kind of cover on it. And do it like the F40, like you spray paint fake carbon fiber or something like that. Ooh, first thing, that's not bad. That's not bad. Ooh, yeah, Daytona seats. Higher Ferrari. Well, there's already people that have done Ferraris. That's when you do like what's it called?
Fiero.
Fiero, yeah, that's what those people call those generally. So honestly, the biggest thing I think that would be a challenge is the electronics, because I'm sure you can make engine mounts, assuming the engine dimensions fit.
Yeah.
You can have a bell house made to convert the bell house over. I mean, if you want to make it simple, you use a regular, transmission that already is designed to fit in the Mustangs. Obviously, the exhaust would have to be 100% custom if you do the V12, which would be a challenge too.
It can't be that bad if you're just straight piping it, though.
I mean, the problem is like, where do you put all those pipes?
True.
See, yeah, that'd help pay for it.
Yep. Oh man, I like it.
Yeah. Well, the 360 Challenge is not a V12; it's a V8. But the problem is, none of the modern stuff is going to like doing a standalone because they're electronic. Like, you
could go do like a 575 or something. Or no, even that has exhaust
variators
timing or whatever.
Yeah.
550 What was older than the 550? What was before the 550 that had a V12?
I mean, then you're getting into the Colombo engines, and you're
Yeah.
never going to be able to afford a Colombo engine.
Yeah.
There's no, I mean, you could do a Colombo engine. You could find an old carbureted.
100%. That would be cool.
Oh, straight up the. No, I actually
Headers straight up and out of the hood.
I just hate that though. I hate hood exhausts.
Yeah,
it's too much of a pickup truck redneck thing.
I mean, well,
I don't
that brings
mind
me another point. Like, like if DDE just did their V12 like complete race controller, I'm sure there's race controllers that can control those engines.
That's okay. That's very valid.
Yeah.
Woodside, I don't think would finance that project.
No.
Yeah,
there's got to be some race controller that'll work just fine. Drop in.
I mean, like I said, you could disable the variators, and it would be a regular, like controlling the throttle bodies, not a problem. Controlling that stuff, not a problem. But the variators, I'm like, do they have things that know how to read the cam position sensors and all that shit, and actually adjust the valve timing?
I think you got to get a factory ECU and figure out which pins control all of that stuff, and which pins don't, and get rid of the ones that don't, and do some custom wiring harness for it or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's honestly, that's stuff I know nothing about.
That goes back to the channel DIY.
Right? I feel like it'd be more fun to have the engine jammed into a Fox body than to put a Fox body.
Will that engine even fit in there? That's
they're shoving the Coyotes in, and those are big ass engines.
Well, Coyote's only a V8. The V12 is a long engine.
Yeah, but you got a lot of space in the front. I mean, you have to do electric fans, obviously. I mean, obviously, there's be some measuring and stuff too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's a good question. Who's got the worst luck and the best?
What do you mean, like with the cars breaking down?
Yeah. I mean, my only bad luck was the McLaren, knock on wood.
Yeah.
So far, like true bad luck.
I mean, are we talking about like personal cars or dealer cars? Because personal cars, I don't know. I'm trying to think of cars I really took a bath on.
Or that had issues. I mean, I've owned a lot of cars and had a lot of cars that had issues, but I don't know. I guess you got more context.
Oh, dang. Could have bought an Enzo. Well, it's just a 599 engine with special stuff on it. I did see, the special oval V12.
They heard about the Fox Rari and they're like, all right, we got you guys. We're going to develop this for you. We got you.
Yeah, the Aston V12 is also pretty large.
That would be a lot cheaper to do, but that wouldn't be as cool as a Ferrari.
You're not going to get the sound though, because they're not flat plane. I feel like it's got to be a flat plane V12 or a flat plane Ferrari engine. Who has the best taste in cars? I mean,
that's all relative, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you align your personal preferences to? I mean, of course, each of us is going to think we have the best individually, right? Oh, the Aston is a 60-degree engine. Interesting. Hey now. I'll have you know, we've discussed fixing the driveway. All right.
And nobody has spent $50,000 on a car yet. Yet.
Well, not on that car. Can't vote for yourself. Vote for someone else.
We kind of
the highlight of the barbecue event.
Close to the same thing.
We had a collection of 488s at the barbecue that was pretty great. I think there was
it's a pretty badass car show to begin with.
Yeah, it was.
Honestly,
it was.
There's shoot, did I put? I don't know if I put that picture on Instagram.
I
or
want to
not.
say we had like 5 or 6 488s. We
Yep.
had two 600 LTs.
There you go.
The Pista.
The
Yeah.
Pista with all the
Off-roading.
Ferraris behind it lined up. That was,
That's cool. Had the F12, John's F12, Tyler's
Testarossa,
food.
yeah.
that was good too. Yeah.
It was really good. It was fun. It's fun to see everyone, talk to lots of people. Yeah. The blue on that
Oh,
That-
it,
Pista
so
is amazing.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, what happened to the deal with the 355 and our friend? What, Josh?
As it turns out, the 355 is leaking fluid from multiple different fluids, and I think it sat for a long time, and then we drove it some, and it decided the seals don't really like that, so it's leaking trans fluid, oil, and coolant.
oh, geez.
Coolant's leaking from the water pump. Trans fluid's leaking from the throwout bearing, and oil, I think, is leaking from the vacuum pump that's mounted to the driver's side valve cover. So, I mean, the engine's got to come out. We got to do a full service on it.
Yeah.
And there's a few other things it needs, like axles and some other stuff. So it's just one of those things, like drive your cars, because
Because this is what happens.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It annoys me about that car.
Mhm.
It
It-
sucks because it's such a nice car.
Well, and pretty much it means there's
We're-
no
we're
way
gonna
we're
not
making. We're not
We're
going to
not
make
making
anything
any
on it.
money. So I'm actually considering buying the car, and slowly we'll do the engine out and we'll make videos on it, and then I will do a manual conversion on it. It's probably going to take forever, but it'd be pretty cool.
Yep.
Because I don't
Then-
think there's any. I don't think there's any videos out there. There's a few videos of guys like doing a quick thing on it, but there's no like detailed
Hmm.
conversion videos on a 355 or doing an engine out service. There's a few videos that show random stuff, but there's nothing like comprehensive. So it'd be kind of cool. I think it would get some good views.
Are there any Ferraris you think will be worth 20 to 40% less? in the
Sure,
next
296
Yeah.
SF90.
Oh, it says no new models.
Oh,
Oh,
probably not.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything that's like on its way down still.
Roma.
The
That's still
Roma.
new, right?
I mean,
that's
they're still
pretty
new.
new. Yeah, they're still selling those.
I guess if you define new as like currently still being made,
20 to 40% is a big drop, though. You're talking a car that's 300 grand now is going to be 200 grand in a few years. I don't think so.
maybe the 812s because they're still pretty high.
Yeah,
But those, I guess, are still.
but if those come down, the F12s are going to come down too, and those are, you know,
Oh, funny, I
Wow.
said that right as another person said that. That's maybe the only one I can think of.
Mondials are already like 20 grand. If you
Honestly,
wanted
they're-
one, you could go find one for 20 grand.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna go down anymore. Is there a car that's off limits to y'all's wives over the years that you've owned? I mean,
What do you
no,
mean
but
by that? Like, I wouldn't let her drive. She doesn't
Yeah.
want to get. She's never driven a Ferrari and has no interest in driving one. So
there's no way in hell Meg would ever even remotely drive the F or the GT40.
yeah,
Yeah.
No, she just wouldn't. I don't have to worry about her ever driving it because she would never.
you could get a Mondial or a really rough older gen like 308 or something. I mean, 40 grand or a super rough 360 maybe, super rough 348 or a 355 Spider. I mean, nothing that you would want to drive.
Yeah, the only thing that would probably be like reasonably sorted in that price point would be like a Mondial.
Yeah.
It's the only type of like sub $50,000 Ferrari right now that you can buy that's actually like running and driving and not wrecked. I can think of 400i maybe, but even those sometimes are expensive. Depends
The
on
456 can be pricey too, still, even if it's a manual.
especially if it's a manual. Yeah.
Hmm.
For each of you, would you rather drive?
Ooh,
you
that's
rather-
actually a pretty good question.
Would you rather never drive a Ferrari again or never drive a manual car again?
I'd probably never drive a Ferrari again.
Really?
Yeah, interesting.
Could the Ferrari be a manual?
Yeah, exactly. That was
Yeah.
my thought.
If so, then I'd never drive a manual
Yeah.
unless it's in the Ferrari. I don't know. I do enjoy both a lot.
Yeah. I mean, manual is the easier one to give up, but
Well, we just finished a conversion on a 430, and I drove it home to put some miles on it just to make sure it was all good. And I was driving it home, and I'm like, damn, this is awesome. When they're good, they're good.
yeah.
What do you
I
think?
I think they probably have bottomed out.
They're,
I don't
they
think they'll
already
go much
did.
lower.
They were
Yeah.
lower a few years ago.
For the money, it's a great car for the money. I don't think they're going to go down anymore.
I feel like they're going to go up
Yeah, I agree with that.
because they're less than 355s, and that does not make sense.
The 355 is an awesome car, but it's so expensive to maintain and whatever, and it's not as fast and whatever. I think, yeah, buy a 360 right now while you can for
What do you
under
guys
100
think of
grand.
the F12 now?
I still love
Great.
the F12.
They're
Yeah.
great cars.
F12 is a badass car.
I like them in other colors than red. I don't know why.
I agree with you on that, Tyler. The F12 in red just seems kind of blah to me. I don't
Yeah.
know why.
Hmm.
Get it in a dark gray or a TDF blue or black even.
Yep.
Yeah. Oof. I mean, I've seen some that are 50 grand ish with a lot of miles.
With miles on them, yeah.
Dang.
People put miles on those because they're kind of
It's Maserati.
it's the blah Ferrari.
Most front engine V12s aren't as good in red. I don't know, man.
I'd say the older ones, like a 550 in red.
It has to be.
Yeah, red tan 550 or 575.
Yeah, I was about to say 550, 575, man. Looks amazing in red.
Yeah, the TDF blue on the F12 is also
Ooh,
Oh yeah.
peak.
That's
it's
pretty-
good. It's good.
that car does look good in blue, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It looks
gotta have
awful in black.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like it in black. I don't have a problem with black.
It's got so many lines that get hidden by the black.
That's true. Yeah.
I don't know.
Personally,
funny-
I don't really like the 599. I don't
Yeah,
like the way it looks. I'm not a
don't either.
huge fan.
It's not my favorite. But the funny thing about the 599 is it's almost hard to find them in red. I like swear that
You know what was
no one
funny?
got-
When we went on the drive, I just thought of this. When we went on the drive for the barbecue, I was behind John and he's driving his F12, and I had Emma with me, my daughter who's 9, and she's like, "That car in front of us it looks like a face looking at us when we're behind it because it's got the taillights and it has like the lower brake light or whatever that looks like a mouth, and the way the bumper is shaped." She's like, "It looks like a face that's staring at us."
be deaf now and never hear the engine note but can drive it, or be blind and drive it but deaf and never hear the exhaust. Wait, what? Hold on. If you're blind, you can't drive if you're blind.
Yeah.
I mean, 100%. I'd rather be deaf than blind.
Yeah.
Not even close. F12 in yellow, that's got to be rare.
I don't think I've ever seen one.
I would say I don't know if I've ever even seen an F12 in yellow. Well, hell yeah, I'd put NGS on the Fox RE if I do that. Don't worry, when you see just how shitty this thing is, you're gonna be like,
No, I looked at it today and I'm like, "Are you sure you want to put any money into this thing?" 'Cause The door doesn't even seal all the way when
That
you
can be fixed. Oh yeah. I have seen a TDF in triple yellow.
Yep.
And that did look epic.
Oh, the triple yellow is Fred's F8 is that triple yellow color.
Yeah.
It pops.
That's an expensive ass paint. Any plans to sell $1 million Ferraris, especially
I would love to.
I mean, not right now, unless they can sign it. It's
a lot of money to have sitting there.
Yeah, too much money
because there's not a big market for those. There's very few people that can afford that car.
Yep.
Can only drive Ferraris or only drive everything but Ferrari.
Yeah, come on.
And
that's not even
practical. These either or questions are interesting. Shino drove a Mondial on Centova 1. Yep, as a blind. Well, yeah, but it's a movie and he wasn't actually blind.
Yeah.
A terrible example of. I would like to see someone try and actually do that. Lordy. Oh shoot! I just realized I haven't been checking the Instagram.
Yes.
Good question. One of the worst colors, in my opinion, I don't know the name of it off the top of my head, but it's that light blue that they made a ton of 360s in, and I hate that color, and it's impossible to sell.
And
I don't know what it's called. Maybe someone knows the name of that color, but it's terrible.
It's always got that stupid blue interior too.
Right, blue carpet and blue seats, and it's like a really, really light blue metallic.
It almost looks like silver.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah.
And the other 360 that I've seen that's really terrible is like a gold color.
Oh,
that's the Avorio that John mentioned, right?
Yeah, that might be it. There's a light gold, like an old man tan metallic.
Yeah, that's Avorio.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's something as zero, isn't it? I can't remember now.
Yeah, there's definitely colors like, why is this a color for a car?
Well, and sometimes you wonder, like, who chose this that thought, oh, this will look good?
Yeah.
Like what was it? There was a really good spec 430, and then all of a sudden it has a tan steering wheel.
Yeah.
we're like, what the hell were you thinking? Oh, that's a good idea. Like, and so like everything looked really good. And also the steering wheel, it's just like
Azuro La Plata. Let me look.
No, that's not it.
Let me see if that's it. That's not it. That's not it.
It's the Grigio Alloy GS360 said.
I don't think that's it either.
I'm gonna look it up real quick, see if I can figure it out real quick. Let's see.
I don't know. I'm looking it up. It might be the Grigio Alloy. That is definitely an awful color.
Yeah.
And the first result when you search for Grigio Alloy Ferrari is Grigio Alloy on an A12. Bad choice for leader resale? Yeah. I answered that question. Done. Moving on to the next question.
There you go.
What?
He's an expert. It's Grigio Alloy.
It could be that
room right there.
It's the launch.
We don't have any.
Really?
Look,
that could explain why it's so common.
Yeah, it was.
Emma.
It's just so hard to sell. It literally makes the car worth $10,000 to $20,000 less.
Nobody wants that color. Nobody wants it.
It's so hard to sell. Sorry that we offended you.
No, it's not Azuro California either.
It doesn't look that bad.
It's not that it looks that bad. Just it's not desired. It's not. It's just that.
Yeah. No, I meant Azuro California. Yeah.
Oh well, either way,
not that bad.
I don't think that the color doesn't offend me in any way. It just doesn't look right on a Ferrari, you know. And also, I think it's kind of one of those colors that, like,
maybe it is Azuro California.
It's not.
I found one that's for sale. Yeah, I think that might be it.
458 does not do well in silver. Nope.
Silver and black. The black 458 seem to be kind of slow.
Yeah. It's funny because certain Ferrari models have certain colors that people do not want.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it's all
The
models.
when you say McDonald's, I'm assuming you mean that burgundy leather.
The yellow red interiors.
Yeah, yellow red interiors. What are you meaning?
The Ronald
Oof.
McDonald interiors. Dude, that's the worst. Like, we've had some cars that we just flat out could not buy because they had Ronald McDonald interiors, and you're like,
We've been offered several of them. They're like, "Hey, we have this car. You want to buy it?" We're like, "See the color?" It's like, "No, not
no.
for any number." I don't want to insult you with what I think it's worth.
Dude, that's the worst. Is I feel so bad when someone's like so proud of their car and they want us to buy it, and then it's got like some awful color, and we're just like, we don't want to make an offer, and like, why not? And we're like, well, I can't tell you the real reason.
We should preface that with, we're buying cars to resell, so we have to be mindful of what colors sell better than others, and that color just doesn't sell. Like, personally, I'm not really offended by it, but as far as like resale goes, impossible.
Yeah.
So you say you would do a black 458, but would you rather have a red one? If you were faced with red and black, which one are you going to pick?
Especially
Most people are going to pick red. Yeah.
Yeah, it's less common that someone asks us, "Hey, I want to find a black 458 or a black Ferrari of any color, really, or of any model." So,
I think the F8 probably red black would be the most desirable. Like a red with a black carbon seat car would probably be the most desirable.
Yeah. Oh, really? I bet that's one of those you typed it, hit enter, and went, "Damn it."
No, that was definitely intentional.
Oh yeah, maybe you type it and you go,
yeah. Verde Tracy, what is that?
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
Verde
look that up now.
Tracy, some sort of green.
Oh, it's like a British Racing green metallic or something.
Ooh, that's gonna be impossible to sell.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm gonna go no on that.
Ooh. Yeah, don't get that. I'll let you guys guess. I like your style.
Yep. Man.
Fries and green do not work for me.
There was a cool piece though that we saw that was that color.
Yeah.
And all of the carbon was also green.
Yeah, that was
had
cool.
like the green clear coat. It was actually pretty cool. I wouldn't personally buy it, but it was still cool.
I would never ever buy it though.
Yep.
You're just trying to get me in trouble. You're just trying to get me in trouble with YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh,
there
Lord.
was that like bright metallic green 812. That one was pretty, but not the dark greens. I don't know.
Oh crap! It's already 9:30.
Oh,
on the dot. This isn't hard. You just do a PPF and you do a ceramic coating, and it actually is not terrible. And it's still hard to maintain, but it's not bad.
I just also hate how hot black cars get.
Yeah.
Living in Texas, it's like, good Lord, no.
Well, there's always dust in the air, so it's never clean.
It's never clean.
No.
It looks super good. Ooh,
No.
root beer?
Yeah, no.
No, thank you. Well, anyway, appreciate everyone for your entertaining my stupid thoughts by Dan.
Your future thoughts.
Future stupid thoughts currently in progress. I don't know. I haven't decided yet if I want to throw that much good money away.
That's what I'm telling you. Make someone pay you that money to.
I mean, if I could do that, then I would definitely do it. If I could get sponsors to cover it.
Yeah.
I don't know that I could because that's one of those that I have no idea how many people would actually want to watch that?
Yeah.
It's a total. I mean, part of me, and this is maybe what I'm gonna do. So like, if you see this happen, well, there you go. Part of me is like, do a video about that car, about that idea, and see how many views the video gets. And if it gets like 5,000 views, be like, nope. But if it gets like, you know, a real substantial number, like
I'd say if it gets like 20,000 or more.
I was gonna say 50,000.
50? Okay. That's going to be hard to do.
Right. But that's kind of
Yeah.
like the level of interest it would need to make it worthwhile.
So you can't just do like I'm thinking about this video. You've got to kick it off and be like, I'm only doing it if I get this many.
Actually, that's
And you
That's
title
actually-
it like you title it like
so yeah, that's how we could do it. Is
If
if
people
I
make
get
it go viral,
if I get enough views, I'm going to make the Foxari.
Yeah.
So it's up to you, the viewers, to spread this and force me to lose a lot of money.
Yep.
That's how you can title it. Help me lose a lot of money.
yeah.
Sorry, I got to contradict this real quick cuz I think it's the opposite.
Mm.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no.
The spiders do not look nearly as good as the coupe. Sorry.
No. There's not a single car that the Spider looks better than the coupe.
That's not true. McLarens,
No, better.
I agree with
better.
you, Tyler. The McLaren spiders are good.
they look way better than the coupes.
Yeah.
What? No.
I think he's right on that, on the McLaren. Only on the McLarens.
Only on the McLarens. Yeah.
But they don't look better. They look about the same.
No, they
Because
look
they
better.
look the same.
Nah.
And
720 Spider looks better than a coupe.
Yeah.
I don't know
Even a
about that.
600 LT. But
The back
whatever.
glass is just weird. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We're way over time.
Yeah. Maybe the 812.
The
Yeah.
GTS.
Yeah.
Mm,
It's pretty good looking. But the
yeah,
problem
I
is
don't know.
with the top down, with the top up, it's
Well, I think the 430 and the 360 look freaking awesome with the top down, but with the top
True.
up, they look like crap.
true.
Yeah.
True. Oh well. All right. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you for entertaining our stupidity.
Later.
Bye.